What's happening, guys? My name is Dirk Deadeye, and this is episode, fuck, I don't even know. Let's not worry about that. This is the Harmless Bear Podcast, a.k.a. the Angry Bear Podcast, a.k.a. Dirk Deadeye yelling about a bunch of shit up in my converted garage with horrible acoustics. Anyway, it's been a long time. Matter of fact, a lot of you guys probably don't even know about this podcast. Hell, I forgot about this podcast. I've been lazy and I forgot to get it. I've been procrastinating around getting this podcast back up on the air. It's weird, man. Like, I'm not gonna toot my own horn or anything like that. I was offered to, run the DRMB podcast, but shortly after I blew a fuse and just X-nayed myself out of the BF3 community almost entirely. I just threw up the birds and I said, fuck y'all. And it's probably because, I'm more of an industry guy. I think the later on in life I get, the more I, stop giving a shit about, playing, video games themselves. I still like playing video games, but, I can't, man, I'm just a whore, a video game whore. I love the industry, I love the creativity. I love everything else, the magic, that's what I like. I like the magic, and sometimes I forget that, And I got sucked into BF3, man. I really did. Because, Battlefield does sort of hold a special place in my heart, man. Because that game, was it was just damn, I remember when, I first started playing Quake. Quake was amazing. Quake, I shit a brick when I played Quake, man. And I grew up through almost every evolution. I missed out on the pre-bit wars. Those were like Atari versus Coleco versus there's Atari, ColecoVision. There was another one, and Television. The Mattel versus whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? I missed out on that, because I was born in '82, but I got in it during the 8-bit era, with the Nintendo and the Master System. And ever since then, man, I just saw, this shit just, it kept getting better and better and better, I would go to the arcade, every summer I'd go to the mall or whatever, or the bowling alley, man. Tampa fucking Lanes represent. I'd go in there, man, and, every time I'd just get blown away. Every summer, something else would just be amazing, I would just see these games. I was just, fuck! Virtua Fighter! What the fuck? Nowadays I look at that, I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is that? I remember getting blown away by playing Virtual Racing on the Sega Genesis. Man, the pit stop where you see people come out and it's like, go, 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 and they're putting tires and shit on my car, and I was just like, damn, man, I just got a semi, but, it's just crazy, man. It's so crazy. I remember when the Twisted Metal came out on the PlayStation, man. Oh my God. I was starting to back off gaming just a little bit because I was right when the cartridge, the cartridges were starting they're starting to get a little played out. I was still playing the Super Nintendo and whatnot, and just the PlayStation and the Dreamcast came out. The Dreamcast was just way too expensive, I didn't even bother with that thing, man. But I played Twisted Metal, and I had an orgasm. I was just like, ah. It was just amazing, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just breaking down the history. Hold on a second. Yeah. Nothing better than a can of cheap domestic beer. But anyway, so that's just who I am, and I just sometimes I forget that, man. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I get really caught into things, and I just get absorbed in it, and then finally, when it's all dried up, and I take a step back, and I'm just like, what the hell was I just doing? What was I doing? I don't know. But there's just a couple things that I just want to talk about. There's just a couple things that I listened to I guess it's called a podcast with Colin and Chris and some other guy. Like, I apologize, other dude. I don't know who you are. I know you're English, and I know you have like 7,000 or 8,000 subs. I mean, not that I'm like judging you on your sub count or anything. I can't. I'm sorry, man. I grabbed it. I grabbed the sound file on MediaFire. I threw it in my phone. I put my headphones on, and I got my bike, and I started riding my bike. Because I'm like fat and lazy, and I just need to like not be that. And right now, there's like I'm so like you know, just what the fuck? Like I'm just gaming isn't filling the hole quite like it used to. So like I've been gardening and this other stuff, you know. I figured why not just throw the podcast in there? That way I can still like get that feeling I can get, and still, you know, just still maintain relevance and keep into stuff, and not have to worry so much about it. Because I don't know, making videos is a pain in the ass, man. You know, and I'm good at talking. I can talk all fucking day. I mean, shit. That's what I do for a living. This is nothing to me, man. I could talk all day. I don't care. What? Anyway. But in that podcast, they were like talking about the state of the Battlefield 3 community. And, you know, damn it, man. Me and Chris, like, I don't know, like, we just both, like, had this idea, like, to get up and start just ranting and complaining and whatever, you know, just talking about what's going on. And they kind of covered a lot of things that I wanted to say. I know Chris probably got most of what he wanted to say out. Colin seems pretty satisfied. Other dude, I will remember your name by the end of tonight, I swear. But I'm pretty sure he did a really good job moderating, by the way, man. You should just, you know, I don't know if you have your own podcast or not. Like, I don't know who you are. But if you could, you know, if you could just ask these guys, I know you're pretty good, you're probably pals with them. If you could just use their clout, maybe grab a couple more people, maybe grab Level Cap, maybe grab Elite Gamer Bros, put those two motherfuckers on a podcast. Oh, God. Yo, what's up? That'd be great. You know, because, I mean, Level Cap, like, when I was a DRMB, like, peon guy, I used to push their shit a lot, man, because, I'm not, like, trying to claim anything by any means. I just remember seeing those guys, like, way back when they were just, like, you know, they were just like a booger stain on a mirror, you know? And, like, I was too, and I still am, you know? But, I saw the potential. Chris saw the potential, you know, J-Man saw the potential. Fucking Noob Cake saw the potential. You know, everybody, we all saw it, and we were like, damn, get this motherfucker out there. Go, do good things, man. Like, you know, and that guy was great. And Elite Gamer Bros, man, that's another good channel. I really like that channel. And, you know, I was being a little too biased with them, and I did put out a little too much of their content, but I really liked it, and I really want to stand behind it. And I think if you get those two guys up, because I don't know how well they're doing right now. Let me just check it here on my computer here. This is like super professional, right? Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? I don't want Yahoo. I want YouTube, motherfucker. Stop completing my sentences. What do you think you are, man? You're not like my wife. You're not my soulmate. We don't complete each other's sentences, motherfucker. That's right. All right, sorry. Okay. Wait, what was I doing again? Oh, yeah, so, like, you know, they're doing pretty good. They got Elite Gamer Bros, they got about 24K. Fucking Level Cap, that Top Cat sounded motherfucker, he's got over 100K, man. You know, because, and I love that, man. I appreciate that. When I forgot all about him, you know, because no offense to him or his content, by any means, it's just that kind of stuff. It either goes one way or the other, you know, because a lot of people upload YouTube videos that, you know, it's like obvious tips and tricks. Like, here's how to fly a plane. Here's how you shoot flares. This is how you do a dogfight. This is how you do a barrel roll. You know, and they just keep uploading shit like that. And it just goes by the wayside because, like, it's fucking everywhere, you know? That's like 95% of you, though. It's like, it's that shit and montages. And, like, that's another problem we have, like, with the video content these days. Montages, fucking tutorials by fucking idiots, and troll videos. Troll videos are funny, but leave it to the fucking professionals. There's a reason why they're funny. Because they're funny people. You know, it's like your stupid ass getting up there and trying to do stand-up comedy. You're not funny, motherfucker. Get up the fucking stage, order a drink, sit the fuck down, and let the professionals do it. The same thing with troll videos, man. Leave it to the fucking professionals. And that's just another thing they covered on this podcast. And I'm just... The only reason I'm engaging in this is because, like, that's something I really wanted to do myself. And it's not like, you know... It's through my own procrastination and not giving a shit anymore and everybody's busy schedules and being an overall dick that, you know, I wasn't a part of that. And not being a dick to anybody, just my perceived personality is, Jesus, that guy is an asshole. I'm just really outspoken, you know. I can't help it. I'm just passionate, man. I'm passionate, you know. I care too much, man. I love too much, you know. Like, she was looking at that other guy, man, and I knew that guy was a dirtbag, so I beat her, man. I fucking broke her nose because I love her. You know, that's how I am, man. I need help. Help me. Help me. All right, anyway, but, you know, so if, like, that can happen, that would be great, you know, that I could put another notch on my belt for, like, sort of just making things happen in the world, you know, not just, like, on YouTube, but in the world. Like, I love doing that. I have, like, this God complex where I just like to, like, manipulate things and people and make, like, beautiful things happen and sit on the sidelines and just say, yeah, and that's like the biggest. I don't know. It's kind of. Is it sick? I donate money to charity just so I can feel good about myself. I don't put my name. I put anonymous. Like every year, I donate like $1,000 to a battered woman shelter because a girl I was dating and the girl I'm dating right now and my mom. You know, my mom, God rest her soul. You know, she had some hard times, man. Like my dad used to beat her, and let's just say, like, a lot of really bad shit beyond that happened when she, you know, so it's just, like, it makes me feel good because I know, like, I'm making something happen. I'm taking a woman off this dude's hands, you know, and I don't know. I just, that's whatever. I don't even know I'm getting this personal or anything like that. I'm just, okay, anyway, let's just move on. What the hell is this, a podcast or fucking rants? I don't even know what I'm ranting about. I'm sweating. Oh, that's right. I was on my bike. I forgot that I've been drinking. That's probably not a good thing to drink while you're doing a podcast. To start talking about, like... And then we went in the closet, and he said to take off my shirt. He went... But it wasn't my lips. That was just messed up. I'm sorry. Oh, gee. All right. Where am I on my 19th fragmented thought here? 13 minutes. All right. So anyway, where else was I going to go? Okay, there's another thing I just really wanted to touch on. This is not all going to be about like another podcast. This isn't like a podcast and then me with my cleavage on YouTube. I'm not trying to do that. It's just I feel really involved in this topic, and I just felt that I have to like put my own unwanted 2 cents in because that's the kind of guy I am. You know, just like the guy, like, you know what? Yeah, that's actually not true because I'm feeling like that guy right now. You know that guy. God, sometimes I'm that guy. It sucks. Actually, the M16. The recoil is not comparative really to the AM-19. It's actually a little more accurate. But in 19.5 minutes, you were saying that, oh my God, it's like fucking shut up. And sometimes I'm that guy, and you're that guy, and we're all that guy. When you're that guy, think of that voice. And then just say, oh shit. I need to go do something. Bring up some porn and just masturbate, and you'll forget all about it. That's my advice. It's not very constructive, and whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to help here, okay? I'm just trying to help. But, all right, but the other thing was the community really just getting on Red Dragons and Colin and whatnot for not asking the hard questions. Not like being, having Demise on and say, dude, what the fuck? Fucking game's broken, man. Wow. Oh, excuse me. But at least in my perspective, in my opinion, the way I see these things, the way I just keep on, repeating the same thing with different words, the way I see it was, or the way I saw it is that, could have been that, past tense that, no, I'm sorry, was basically, I'm getting there. I'm thinking, goddammit, was, there was this whole thing going on Battlefield, though. There was this whole, God, this is the 95th time I brought this shit up, man. I'm so bitter. But there was this whole, kerfuffle, this BFO blackout, Battlefield blackout, hashtag, motherfucker, Twitter, social media, yeah! That whole thing, right? And, Battlefield, though, and, everybody just saying, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck all of you, fuck off. And a couple days went by. Some private messages were swinging around. I don't know his name, JRB, whatever the fuck his name is. EA was like, hey, whoa. Yo. Hey. We got a new game coming out, right? It would be really unfortunate if we didn't really want to cooperate with you on that, because I heard you're making a new site. So if y'all could just shut the fuck up, well, we could all be happy. And suddenly, the fucking, the curtains got yanked up, and then all of a sudden, it was this communication with the community or whatever, this little feature that was just slapped up by some intern somewhere, here's a little write-up from Alan Kurtz, who isn't really even working on Battlefield 3 right now. We're actually shipping him off to do another game within the EA umbrella. Which, that's another thing I do like about EA. If EA was in charge of Call of Duty would be an amazing game. EA likes to share their assets. They say, you know what? We own DICE. We own motherfucking FIFA. We own Madden. Y'all need to cooperate with each other. Ant Technology, bring that shit over to DICE. Let DICE use that. Hey, DICE, yo, I know y'all worked on Need for Speed or something. Y'all worked on a racing game, right? Can you make some maps for that shit? Because y'all are great at that. Do that for me, please. They are really good at that. They are really good at sharing resources. I bet you guys didn't know that. If you already did, then that's great. But that's one thing. That's one strength of EA I admire. Because if Call of Duty had that kind of cooperation, because let me tell you something right now. The reason why Black Ops was running the motherfucking World at War engine, which was based on the motherfucking COD 2 engine, is because fucking Infinity Ward, Jason West and Vince Impella had some kind of god complex with their code, which, understandably, yes, I get it. It's yours. Well, not quite. You took the Quake 3 engine and you made it, and you modified it. Okay, but there should be some kind of there should be some standard when you buy a game that says Call of Duty. If you wanted to keep your assets, you shouldn't have signed that publishing deal. I mean, and look, I'm not a developer. I get that. But I understand that enough about the business to know that, when you sign yourself over to Activision, you sign yourself to the devil. And when you sandbag assets from another developer who's sharing the same brand name, which in turn next year after Black Ops comes out, Modern Warfare 3 comes out, and they don't quite like the shitty engine that they have in Black Ops, because they wouldn't let you wouldn't let the other team use your updated engine to work on their game. They might not buy your next game. But see, EA sees that, and that's one thing I appreciate. This is purely my opinion, of course. And I'm just saying, industry's kind of fucked up a little bit, There's a lot of pride. And I understand that, man. It's like, dude, you're using my code, man. What the fuck? I know. I'm just all I'm saying, though. Sometimes, that's one thing about EA that makes sense. That is one thing about EA that makes sense. The only thing I don't like about EA, and I'll get to this later, there is one other thing I don't like about EA, but that'll be like at the end of the show. If I remember. But anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, basically there was this BFO blackout and all this other stuff, and these people, contacted. I'm probably sharing privileged information, and I'm going to make a lot of people pissed off, but honestly, they wrote me off a long time ago, so I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't matter. Look, and listen, I'm not calling them dirtbags for reacting to something like that, because that's their livelihood and that's their website, But my problem is the way the way things were carried out. My problem is that everybody, we're all throwing up the double birds, but then we bring a guy on and it's sunshine and rainbows. Okay, look. I know, and I understand, you can't bring up Alan Kurtz or Zinto and say, the fuck, man? You can't do that because, Zinto doesn't give a fuck about what you think. He's got his own things going on, He's got a job to do, He's he's there to convey whatever information he's allowed to convey. He's there to set up community events or whatever. He's there to make sure all the other foreign language speaking CMs got the same information. He's got a weird job, man. He's got a very big, busy job, and he can give a fuck about what some goddamn website has to say, and I get that. But at the same time, they were using that website, they were using that podcast to sort of sell their game, right? And my personal problem was that we're allowing them to promote when we have a problem with what they're doing. I don't think that works, and it turns out, and where I find, the thing the part where I was confused was, do they honestly give a shit? Were they just doing this to cultivate, a lot of buzz? Because Battlefield is very notorious for cultivating a lot of buzz. They're actually pretty good at it. But when you do this kind of thing, this is playing with emotions. More often than not, it's not so bad. But when you play with emotions, that's when I get a little pissed off, because that's shady. That's Glenn Beck shady. That's a Glenn Beck tactic, and that's when I just said no. And I just said no. Fuck this shit. Well, we already know that's ancient history, But that was my whole deal, It wasn't that I wanted answers. It was that I wanted integrity and consistency, And Colin and Chris already know. I mean, they already know. I respect them. I understand the situation they were put in. I'm not necessarily blaming them, because Colin's the last person that would fucking bamboozle anybody. He doesn't care. He's got a good job. He's got a family. He just does this for fun and because he loves it. And he loves helping other people out. He helped me out. I get that. I'm not trying to insult him. Chris is the same way. He's a very nice guy. I came at that guy with fangs. And he just... he just calmly just said, hey, relax, man. Let's just talk this out. And I'm like, fuck you, man, what the fuck? But when I get riled up sometimes, But anyway, I'm spilling beef on podcast. What am I doing, man? I don't know. I like to talk about stuff like that. It's kind of fun. We all get involved. Because, yes, I am trying to emotionally involve people a little bit. I'm not trying to steer you away. I'm just trying to make you feel the way I feel, so you would understand the way, I saw it. I'm trying to give you my POV perspective, my point of view perspective, the way I see things. And I try to do that as passionately and from the heart. That's just what I try to do. And that's just the way it is. It's fucking ancient history, though, but it was addressed, and I wanted to talk about it. because this podcast really is just semi-serious and me just blowing up steam and just talking to the community about things. Let's move on, though. In, like, whatever, like, kind of relevant gaming news that I actually have to touch on, I should say, DayZ has promised to go standalone. The game is alpha. And I'm not saying alpha as in, like, what the fuck. I'm saying alpha as in, like, the engine... the engine is terrible. I mean, we're talking artifacts... We're talking backpacks eating stuff. We're talking graphical bugs, technical bugs, all sorts of bugs. You got the whole gambit of the bugs. But that's not even fuck the bugs. Bugs are easy to get rid of, okay? Compared to the other problem I have with this game going, going full release. It's the gameplay hasn't quite been hashed out yet. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just because I don't see a lot of... I don't see how fun this game is. Maybe that's what the thing is. But honestly, like, the way the game boils down to is you're crawling around out in the forest with a fucking sniper rifle, looking for other guys crawling around the forest with sniper rifles, shooting them, taking their gear, and then going to, like, some other place, like the airport up in Starry, I think it is, or... just being an overall, or trolling people or whatever. I mean, the game is a novelty, And I had a discussion. Well, I wouldn't really say this is a discussion. I think we were just like this is like a blindfolded argument we had with each other. Me and Dan from KB Mod. I came at him with the same thing. Actually, I tweeted at KB Mod. I said, "Great, what the fuck is this?" I said, let's take a game fueled by media bluzz, not even fleshed out, on a horror game is going to go retail. THQ called, they said stop. Because this is what THQ does all the time. They take something that's clearly not finished, they say ship it. And we'll just throw media at it. We'll just PR the shit out of this game. We'll make commercials and posters and fucking, we'll just put ads up and it'll sell. Don't worry, it'll sell. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not saying THQ is a bad studio. I just bought a shitload of their stock. But what I'm saying, well, it's cheap. They just split, though. I don't know how it's going to work out. I need to call my broker. But what I'm saying is that this game came up through YouTube. It came up through Twitter, and live streams and stuff like that. This mod, I should say. Well, it's going to be a game. This mod came up through all that, but it's not even finished yet. It's not anywhere close to being finished. And my argument was Minecraft. Okay, Minecraft, when it was alpha, it was not finished. But the Minecraft then is the Minecraft now, with a little extra stuff. But take all that stuff away, it's still a fun game. Because the very essence of the game, it was digging and killing pigs and making shelters and creepers, It was what it was back then. DayZ, it needs more stuff. Like, it needs to be fleshed out. Like, the gameplay needs to be finished. It's not finished yet. Because we have such a large amount of we have a large rolling player base, it doesn't spell success, not in my books. And look, I could care less about DayZ. If it does really well and it becomes a great game through gameplay, if they make it a great game, hey, I'm happy, whatever. That's not the point. The point I'm trying to say, and the make is that there's people out there that see these things going on right now. Companies like Machinima, who have a lot of power. They have people. They have Woody. I think they still have Cnanners. They might still have Hutch in some way or shape or form. They got these guys. And I don't care what anyone says. I think, Hutch was a mouthpiece. That's all he was. I honestly think that. I'm not going against the integrity of Hutch. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Hutch. But I'll tell you this right now. Hutch was promoting a lot of games that were a little iffy, They're a little iffy, and I'm not really 100% about them. But he was right behind them. And I don't know if he was behind them because he liked them or if he was behind them because a company contacted Machinima and said, hey, those little fuckers listen to him, right? Those little kids, they listen to Hutch, right? Here's a big brown bag with a dollar sign on it. I'll give you this if you tell him to say our game's great. Some of these things happen naturally. But let me tell you something. Those same people, I am not judging their integrity by any means. I'm not saying this because I have any kind of respect for them. I do have some amount of respect for them, as much as I can for not knowing them, which is enough to restrain myself from flying off the hand or shooting a shot across the bow about, like their integrity, okay? I'm saying this sets a precedent for those for those scumbags to do something like this and actually make this thing happen. We saw the viral video thing. There are viral video or viral marketing companies out there these days. This shit's happening. It's slowly happening. And an example like DayZ just goes to show you don't need a big media budget anymore. All you need is a guy like CNanners. And let me tell you something. There are some YouTubers out there who do have a lot of clout who will fucking take that money. Because they don't care. Maybe they do care, but, they got bills to pay, man. And a lot of people are saying, no, I can't be bought off. Fuck you, man. You can too. Trust me. You can too. One day, they'll get you. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a price. Everybody has bills, baby. Everybody has bills. That car payment ain't quite making it. Mortgage is getting a little up there. You missed a payment or two. You're getting the phone calls. Next thing you know, the man in the plaid suit comes over with a big plastic smile and says, hey, buddy, I'll help you out. Just sign here. And next thing you know, you're getting fucked by the man. That was fucking cheesy. Whoa. That was almost scripted, man. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So anyway. What was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about that one thing that I said I'd talk about later. Now I forgot. I should have wrote these things down. I'm so unprofessional. All right, the final thing I wanted to talk about tonight is the one thing I did want to talk about with Battlefield 3. I'm just gonna wrap up my whole sentiment on Battlefield 3, at least for now. I just want to close the door on the game because it's just honestly, Battlefield 3 was a great idea. Look, they owed it to the fans. If there's one thing they did owe to the fans, it was the sequel they always wanted. And for the most part, it's kind of there. But my problem with Battlefield 3 is, the thing, it could have been so much better. It could have been. But this is an example of, John Riccitiello just trying to get that Call of Duty money, And I'm saying this because, excuse me. I'm saying this because right now they've completely abandoned Battlefield or Bad Company series. As far as I know, they fucking abandoned it, which was a very successful thing, especially for the console players, man. That game was fun on console. They succeeded in making a Battlefield game, mind you, that was fun on console. But now we're pushing this envelope. We're making you just can't make a Battlefield on console. It doesn't work. At the same time, you can't make a console Battlefield game work on PC. Pick one. We need a Battlefield Bad Company 3. We honestly do. And hopefully, Medal of Honor fills that niche. Hopefully, it is smaller scale. Hopefully, it works out. It plays a little bit more like Call of Duty. God forbid, I didn't mean it like that. All I'm saying is smaller, more focused, infantry close quarters type of thing, like a game dedicated around that. And then maybe with Battlefield, we get a little more big and a little more serious, That's all I'm saying. That's what really should happen. Because right now, today's gamer it doesn't work anymore. Battlefield just doesn't really work for today's gamer. And what I mean by that is everybody just has their own fucking agenda, their own fucking ego complex, I actually sat back and watched a sniper watching a conquest point, trying to kill people near that conquest point. He got a few kills. I was getting my ass handed to me trying to get that conquest point. This guy was far enough away out of sight. He was shooting people trying to capture the flag. The flag kept getting captured. I said, buddy, can you help me out? Please, let's go capture this flag. He said, fuck you, man. You're assault. It's your job. I said, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Is this how strangers in these games treat each other? And my problem is, listen, I don't like grabbing 7 or 8 people. I don't like that shit. 2 or 3 people's fine, but that's not enough. That's not enough to turn the tide of battle. Not in this game, at least. You need a lot of people focused and dedicated and whatnot, and that just doesn't happen these days. Not for the most part, Not when you're talking about public games. And I'm so goddamn old school. I remember playing in Quake. Motherfucking Quake 2. Rocket Arena. You couldn't have been any more strangers with each other, and we all played the fucking objective. It was second nature. We all did the things we had to do. We knew just by looking at each other what we had to do to fill in the holes, and I'm so used to that. I'm stubborn. I am very stubborn. I haven't lost that. I don't know what else to do. I feel like I feel polarized. I feel alone. And I think a lot of other people do too. People don't want to play the game the way it's meant to be played. And these servers don't allow the game to be played the way it's supposed to be played. I was playing Killing Floor, and they had, deathmatch servers. What the fuck is this? I want to play Killing Floor, goddammit. I just bought that game, and I can't even do that. I don't want to play deathmatch. I want to play the game how they want to play it. Hey, that's fine. But I can't even play Call of Duty 4. I could never play Call of Duty 4 the way it was supposed to be played. I couldn't get vanilla servers anymore. They don't exist. Vanilla anything doesn't exist. That's why I played Battlefield Bad Company 2 on console, because I could play the fucking game the way it's meant to be played. I don't have to get these weird ticket servers and these stupid rules where I got kicked if I shot someone with a rocket launcher. And who gives a shit if you get shot with a fucking rocket launcher? Maybe I had a good reason to shoot you with a rocket launcher, Maybe I just don't care. What does it matter? Bullets, rocket launcher? It doesn't matter. If I had enough time to line up a fucking RPG from 350, 40 meters away, enough to get a direct hit on you, bro, I would have put 5 rounds in you just as easily. Up yours, asshole. Every time that happens, what the fuck you doing, man? You know what? Maybe it's because you were in cover, you were camping, and I can't throw a grenade that far. I hate that. I hate that, that chivalry. And listen, while I do complain about rockets, it's the people that do, they run around with a rocket launcher just ready to go, like they're playing some goddamn Unreal tournament. That's another thing. There's a difference, There's a difference between being there's a difference between being the shit and shooting a rocket right through a damn window and murking 3 guys and being some asshole running around just shooting people out in the open with a rocket launcher. And I guess I get that. But, hey, there is a difference. What the heck? Where'd that come from? I don't know. But the community just isn't ready for it, And EA's really just fucking with things, man. They're fucking with dice. Because I'm telling you right now, if Battlefield 4 doesn't get to where they need to go, DICE is going to be out on their asses. They're fucking with their studios. You can't tell me that Battlefield 3 was finished. Operation Metro was a fucking tech demo. It was a tech demo. I don't care what you have to say. Operation Metro was a tech demo. Why is the rush mode on that map so scripted versus everything else? The only other thing I can compare it to is Damn the Man Peak. Damon Van Peek, I understand. Where you do the base jump. That's it. That's like the only thing you got. And when everybody saw the map, when everybody saw that, the EA demo, when we played the alpha, when we played the beta, we saw that shit. And it was like, whoa, what the fuck? Missiles, fucking going in the subway system. We really thought that's how everything was going to be. Because that's what they wanted to do. They fucked you. They fucked you. And the game isn't that bad. The game is pretty damn good. It could be a lot better, it really could. But, the shoving all the flags right in the middle, the abomination of we were told the maps in Conquest for Xbox guys would be, none of that shit happened. A lot of promises were made, were talked about, and never followed through. It's not DICE's fault. It's just EA, it's their fucking lust. It's their lust to dethrone Call of Duty. I got advice for you, EA. Coming from a 29-year-old guy sitting in his garage, well, it's a room now. Waiting for Call of Duty to die goes around the same way as waiting for your hair to fall out. It'll happen. Just stick around and wait. They'll do it to themselves. Keep doing what you're doing. You have amazing talent. Let them do what they need to do and give them time to do it. That's all I ask. That's all we all ask. We want balance because there's things that are clearly fucked up. We just don't know how to go about asking about it. We want things to be changed because there's something inherently wrong and we can't really put our fingers on it. Everybody feels that way. Everybody knows. I mean, everybody's got a little gripe. Everybody's got a little gripe about this game. Everybody does. Because it's not quite rounded out yet. It wasn't finished. It wasn't polished enough. And a lot of people just think it's okay. And that's fine. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm happy for you because I wish I was right there with you. I do. But I guess I've just played so many games now that I'm used to a standard and it's just not there anymore. It's just not there anymore. I can't get with the times. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And that's why I'm backing off. And I'm like that washed up guy doing commentary during a sports event. That's who I am now. And I'm okay with that, man. I really am. As long as I get some listeners and some positive feedback or negative feedback. Hey, look, listen, guys. I don't care if you disagree with me. I ask one thing. Don't swear at me. You can say swear words at me, but don't say them don't direct them towards me. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me a fucker or anything like that. Because that's disrespectful. That's all I ask. That's it. Everything else, you can disagree with me as much as you want. You can agree with me as much as you want. I don't care. It's fine. I understand. We all have opinions. Trust me, I'm no stranger to that. I have opinions too, and I do like to share them. There's a lot of people don't like them, and I'm sorry. I'm not saying I want to change your mind. I'm just saying this is how I think. Maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't, but at least you heard me, you know what I'm saying? And I understand if you want to be that way too. That's fine. Son of a bitch. Well, that's it, guys. All right. So, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.